It is never easy to win a race in NASCAR's Sprint Cup Series. It is even harder to win a race at a road course. But when you put those two together with restart after restart, bullet after bullet, you had to dodge. But Kasey Kahne, you did that today. You are now among the ranks of road course winners. Congratulations. It must feel great to be back.
It feels great to win a race, and then at a road course is unbelievable for myself. We've qualified well here before, run really strong at points of the race, but never finished very good. And we just had an awesome Budweiser Dodge Charger all day. Racing with Tony at the end is, I mean, to beat him and to race with him for that many laps is pretty unreal to me, because he's as good as it gets.
Kasey, I want to talk about the restarts, and obviously for you, it was a lot of them at the end. But your car was really, really strong on those restarts. You were able to get some separation and then did a great job of holding Tony off. Yeah, and,
I was able to, pick the restart line. And that's what, NASCAR put this rule or this new restart deal to make it more exciting. What it's nerve-wracking as can be. No matter where you're at and leading like that, picking your lane, still it's nerve-wracking. And but it puts on a good show. I think the fans enjoy it, and that's what it's all about.
The 83 car on initial restart picked the other lane. What made you pick the outside lane?
Well, when Kyle was up front, he chose the inside lane, right. And to me, he made it to the lead, but it was really close, and then I beat the 87. He tried it, and I took the outside from there. And, I just thought it might work. Kenny Francis actually said, hey, don't listen to me, but I would suggest that.
Oh, yeah, don't listen to me, but.
And I was thinking inside, so I was like, all right, I'll listen to you. I'm going to do it.
What were you thinking, when you finally got the lead and you get the first restart? I mean, what's going through your head when all these good, accomplished road racers, guys that's won, are right on your heels?
Well, we had came through the field. We had taken tires and came through the field, just basically followed the 14 and picked off probably 15 or 20 so cars by passing them. And we had fresher tires, but we drove through there. So, we got going. And then to have those guys up there with me was just, I didn't know I was leading for one. And then Kenny's like, you're the leader now. And I'm what? We're the leader.
Yeah, so being a leader inside of Richard Petty Motorsports, did you guys put any extra pressure on yourselves, you and Kenny, to go out there and win a race for them, for the organization?
Well, I feel, I don't know how long it's been since Richard Petty Motorsports has won a race. But, we try to do it every single year. And working with Kenny Francis, Keith Roden, our entire team, I feel like we have an opportunity. I feel like we have one of the best teams out there. Even when we're finishing 20th, I still feel like our team is one of the best teams, and that's why we've stuck together over the last few years.
This is important today. After today, 10 races left. We talked about it when you were on our show a couple weeks back. This has to be a big shot in the arm for this chase, getting closer to this top 12. You're only 3 points out.
3 points out of 12?
3 points out of 12.
Wow, that's a big gain.
That is.
Huge. Yeah.
How important?
Yeah, I mean, that's really important. That's what everybody, the fans, I go and do a question and answer. I was in Washington this week, and one of the questions at Q&A every single time is, what do you think about, can you make the chase? And it's a huge part of it. It's huge for the sponsors, the team, the drivers, the fans love it. So, yeah, it's big, and we have to figure out how to put that number 9 car in there.
Kasey, what was the difference this time? Obviously, you sat on the pole here last year, so your cars have been fast. But if you look at your record before this race, you had mixed results. What was the difference today? Because once you got up front, nobody could touch you.
We were, I think myself just having more experience. I'm a dirt track driver. I don't know how to drive road courses. So I think myself having more experience has helped a lot. Just working with the car. Last year we were super loose, just no forward drive in the race. So we worked on that a lot yesterday on how can we get more forward drive and still have the front really positive. And I think those were the two biggest things.
You talked before, Kasey, about how you and Tony kind of came from the same platform of racing and have driven for the same owner before. How cool is it to be out there with your friend and comrade and rival on the racetrack, Tony?
Oh, it's cool, but it's definitely edgy because you know how good he is, and you can't make one little mistake or he'll take advantage of it. So I was able to hang on. I think he didn't mean to pull me over. They were throwing a Budweiser on him, and he was shaking my hand and kind of pulled me back and didn't even realize it. But good thing I could jump.
Hey, it's about time somebody threw something on Tony Stewart in victory lane that was wet. He usually gets us.
Yeah, they threw some beer on it.
Good. Okay, good.
Kasey, the team has seemed to struggle. Last year you had you won the next All-Star race, you back it up with the 600, and then Pocono, and then it seems like the whole team has struggled. What have they done differently? All three of Petty cars in the top 10. What have you guys been working on to finally get this thing rolling again?
Well, Truthfully, I think we started behind at the start of this year. Our cars were behind, our engines were behind. We've made gains with our cars, a lot of gains with our cars, and I feel like we're very competitive with the rest of the field. Since Darlington, I feel like we could have finished top 10 every single weekend. We didn't, but we could have with the way our car was handling and what Kenny Francis does each week. And then the engines are getting better. I've raced the new engine twice, which is a bonus. It's a little bit better, and they keep working on it. So it's just hard work by the team, by the people back at Richard Petty Motorsports, and letting us do it, letting us charge. I mean, we have to. It's the only way you can keep up with all these other guys in this crowd. You have to stay just moving at all times and trying to make things better.
And one thing I knew in this race last year that really hurt you guys was your fuel mileage. And you looked like you guys still had plenty of power, but they did the little things they needed to do to give you the complete package.
Yeah, they definitely, we had a great carburetor today. We had some, and the engine still ran really strong. I felt like it was comparable to anybody out there. So, to have that much power, make the mile, be able to do it in 2 stops, which we did, it just played into our favor today. It worked out well.
Kasey, congratulations, man. Way to go.
This bud's for you.
All right.
Thanks, guys. Congratulations.
All right, way to go, Kasey Kahne. You're a winner here on the road course, and actually we had Kasey tethered to the desk. We won't let him go. And these fans aren't leaving anytime soon. They're still crowded around here congratulating Kasey, and also Bank of America wants to congratulate Kasey Kahne on the win. Congratulations to Kasey Kahne.